G'day guys, welcome back. Welcome back to the studio. Lovely to have you here today. I've got something really exciting to show you, something new that I've made. So I thought I'd share it with you. You can be the first to see it. What do you think? Now previously I've done these, crushed velvet, and I've got, I'll come around the other side so I can zoom you in a little bit. So yeah, hopefully you've seen me do the crushed velvet, and I've got these molds that I've made, inserts, and they go inside my 12 centimeter round mold. They actually do fit into the thin mold, and they also fit into the deeper mold. So either the crushed velvet ones are a little bit thicker because they've got, you know, the texture in them. So they are a little bit thicker, but they still fit. I'll show you that in a minute. And then I did my crocodile ones. This one, look at this one. I love it. Look at that. That's the crocodile skin one that I did. And that's the mold I used to create that. So this one also comes in a set of 4. They're all different. See that? They're all, each one's a bit different, and they also fit in my mold. But today, drum roll please, look what I've done. Mermaid skin, mermaid scales. These have actually got a bit of a sheen to them on the actual mold. So I'm going to use these today and make a coaster with the chameleon pigments, you know, the color shifting pigment powders, and yeah, see how they look. They are textured, not too thick, so they fit in there as well. Right, yeah, let's get started. I've put one in already. Let's move all these out of the way. The crushed velvet and the crocodile skin are on my eBay store if anybody wants one. A set, and like I said, you can use them in, this is the 6mm deep mold, and then I've also got a 10mm deep mold. If you're using the thicker crushed velvet ones, you may want to go for the slightly deeper mold, but if you've got this one, that's fine. You don't have to go out and buy another mold, it'll still work. Let's pop these in, and then I'm going to dust them. I just like to pull out the sides like that a little bit, pop them in, and then I'm going to dust them with my chameleon pigment powders. Actually, that one's not in properly. Let's move it over, move you over a touch. It wants to stick because silicone sticks to silicone, so you get a pretty good seal. You don't get a lot of leakage. But if you do get any leakage, it doesn't matter because you're going to flip these over anyway. I'll show you in a minute what I'm going to do. Well, not in a minute, in a few minutes. I'll show you what I'm going to do. But if you've seen me do the crushed velvet and the crocodile skin, you'll kind of know what I'm going to be doing. Alrighty, so those go in there. We've got a little bit of space at the top. Not much. Not much. Because that, you know, they're handmade, they're not exactly flat. So some areas like this one's a little bit higher. In some areas, like it's a bit higher on that side, it's a bit higher there, it's a bit higher here. But if you want to make sure that they're definitely going to fit in, you can use the deeper mold. But I'm only going to pour just a little bit over the top with the black, so it'll be fine. I'm going to use this fairy dust. Super Chameleon. It's by, oh gosh, it doesn't say on there. I'll go and get one of the other bottles, and then I can tell you where it's from. They also come in these bigger ones. This one's really expensive though. You only get a little tiny pot. glitterandcraftsforyou.com. So I'm going to use this. So what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to dust. I haven't got much left in that one. I did go and buy a couple more. I'm gonna do them all the same. I don't want too much on there. I'm just gonna dust them all. Look at that. Don't put too much on. I'll have to crack open my new jar. If you get some spilt over there, it doesn't matter. You can just clean it up with a wet baby wipe. But yeah, don't put too much on, because all it's going to do is the excess is just going to float up to the top. So I'll just do one quickly, and then I'll crack open my new jar. I'll do the others. I'll mix up my resin, black resin. Always need to put the black resin on top of the pigment powders, because like I said, they float to the top. Where's an example? Oh, can you see that? See how they kind of float to the top? There's one. They float, the excess floats to the top. So you don't want that. You don't want to be putting clear over this, and then you have this excess that it's floated to the top on your top coat, you know, on your clear. So it's much better to do the black over the pigment powder, and then when you flip it over, which I'll do later once my black has set up, then you put your top coat on of clear, and then it's just crystal clear. It doesn't have any excess mica powder floating around on it. So that's what I recommend you do. Get in there on all the little sides, all your little edges. If you do get some overflow with the black going down the sides, it's not going to matter at all. You won't notice it once it's all done. So don't be concerned about that. Alrighty, there we go, that's done. Who's growling under the table? I have dogs under the table. Look at that, that's empty. Alright, wait, stop it, you lot. Stop growling. Picking on each other under the table. Alright, like I said, I'm going to go and mix up my resin now, and I'll be right back. Righto, got my resin. Dusted the others. We're all set to go. I'm a little bit concerned that that's a bit high on that side just there. This is my prototype, so the ones after this, they're not quite as thick, because I wasn't sure how thick to make them, but the rest of my following ones after this aren't that thick, so you'll be able to get away with the thinner mold. Right, so I've got some black in here. I'm using the Resin Midnight Black. Almost out of that one. I'll have to jump online and grab another one, because it's my favourite. Mixes in really well. Right, let's get started. Let's start with this one. As I said, it's a little bit high there, but hopefully I can pour enough in that it will cover it. Now don't be concerned that we're covering all our gorgeous scales. You'll see the magic happen when we unmold these. Oh, maybe I didn't make up enough. I mixed up, I'm using the Platinum 360 Plus. It's just a little sample box just to show you what the box looks like. And I mixed 100 grams of A and 43 grams of B. So it's about 150 grams, so it might not be enough unless I've overfilled those ones. I have to mix up a little bit more. Right, let's see if we can just spread this out. So a little bit will, you know, run down the edges between the insert and the side of the mold, but that's fine. We don't mind that. You won't notice that once we're done. Just try to be really gentle. You don't want to dislodge the mica powder that you've just dusted onto the mold. Okay, so that one's done. Let's see if I can push some over the edge of this one. There you go. Over you go. I'm just gently pushing the very top of the resin. I don't want to touch the mold, the insert. And I think I'm going to have to mix up a little bit more resin. This mold, if you're just filling it with resin without, you know, doing anything with the inserts, it takes about 350 grams of resin. So I probably should have just done half now and half later, but I only did 150, so I'm a little bit short. See, half of 350's 175, and I only did 143, so I'm just 1 ounce out. So I'll just mix up that other ounce. And then when we come back, when this black has set and we unmold, and then we turn it over, then we'll use the other 175 grams. So it'll still be a total of 350 grams that we've used. So there we go. Yeah, I just need a tiny little bit. I'm just going to make up that other little bit we need, 1 ounce, which is such a pain, isn't it, to make up. And then I'll pop some bubbles. Let's get my gloves off. And then I will come back to you. You don't need to see me fill this up. I'll come back to you when it's time to unmold, all right? So see you soon. Righto, I'm back. It's been probably 5 hours or so. 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, yeah, nearly 5 hours. So they set, they're probably still going to be a bit bendy, but let's take them out. And I've got my resin, I've just mixed that up. I made another 180 grams. So we'll get this out real quick before my resin sets up. Ready for the reveal? So this is the insert that we need to take out. Should come out really easily. Now there's, you can see on the side there's like that little bit of overflow. You can either just pick it off. It's a pity we have to reveal that. Look at that. Oh, it's amazing. Look at that. Oh, wow. And there we go. So that's out. When you just need to make sure that you've cleaned all your little bits of resin off, like before you use it again on the sides there. Just peel them off. Right. Now, I'm just going to, real quick, just peel these little sides off. But because we're going back in again into the mold, it doesn't really matter if they're there, but they come off relatively easily, especially when your resin's still a little bit on the soft side. They just kind of peel off. Probably should have done this and then stopped and made up my resin. Really, because I kind of want them all to be gone now. Just going to get my little blade. A little bit easier. Oops, dropping it. Nearly threw it at you. Just going to just trim the top off. I shouldn't do it over the top of that, should I? Just the high bits, really. I'm going to take off. But maybe if you're doing this, yeah, take them off before you mix up your resin. It's probably a better idea. Oh, look, if I waste that resin, then so be it. You don't know these things until you start, hey? It's been a while since I've done these. I can't really remember. But yeah, it's probably a good idea just to trim up those little edges. Like so. Guess it's up to you to, you know, depends on how much you want to get off the sides. Like I said, my resin's still a little bit on the bendy side, so it's quite easy to do this. It hasn't set up hard, so it's quite easy just to trim that. I think what I'm going to do next time is do the clear first, and then turn it over, like demold, So pour the clear first. We'll do it both ways. Put the insert in, pour clear over it, and then the clear will run down the sides rather than the black running down the sides. And then we dust that. So look, that goes back in there then, like that. Goes back in beautifully, fits perfectly. And then all we're going to do is pour the clear on top. So I better get a riddle on and do the rest of these. Now that I've got a plan, it'll go faster. I can just slice straight away. Don't slice your fingers though, hey? Just be careful. It's kind of like peeling an apple. Hopefully you can still see on the side there what I'm doing. Yep, that one. Okay, let's get him back in. There we go. Peel that one out. Comes out nice and easily, doesn't it? And then just have a look, see if anything needs trimming. Probably going faster than I should because I'm just concerned that my resin's going to set up. I'm using the 360 plus, so as you know, it's a fast setting resin, and being in a full cup like that, it's likely to flash cure if I don't get a riddle on. Sometimes, you know, you might not need to cut it with this. You can just pull it, but if there's a bigger bit, you might want to just trim it. Yeah, I think that's all. Bit on the side. How's that looking? Let's check all the way around. I think if I do the clear, like I said, the clear first, when the clear runs down the side, it might work a bit better. And then also you're dusting, there's a hair, you're dusting resin rather than dusting silicone as well, which I'm not sure what the difference is, but look, I'll do that next time. Maybe I can try one of my different mica powders. You don't have to use a chameleon powder. You can use just a normal mica powder. Like maybe you could do, get some metallics. You could do a gold, a silver, just with normal mica powders. Maybe a bronze, a copper, and do one of each colour. That would look nice, wouldn't it? Or you could do, you know, ocean colours. You could do blues and teals. It's probably not working the best for me because it's still a bit soft. Oh gosh. In a way it's good because it's soft, but then on the other hand it's not cutting that well because it's soft. I should put you on fast forward, hey? Oh, that's all right. Nearly done. Nearly done. It's not difficult to do. Are you able to see the shimmer? It's a bit of a downer, isn't it, when you unmold and you can already see? That's the other thing, what if I do the clear first and then put the black on, when you turn it over, you really get that reveal, which I didn't get today. I do like the surprise of the reveal. I'm just going to get my snippers to do this little bit here because it's a bit soft. I don't want to bend it too much. I'm just going to get my little cuticle snippers just to do this bit. So if you don't want to use a knife, you can, you know, just use your snippers like this. It's just as easy. There we go. Alrighty. Oops, oh, I missed a bit up there. I missed a bit. There we go. Am I done now? Am I done? I think so. Not quite. You can feel with your finger if there's any raised bits. But just remember, you're not going to feel those later on because it's going to get covered in clear. So you're not going to feel any raised bits. It's just, you know, how you want it to look. Okay, I think that's it. That'll do, that'll do. All right, let's get that back in there now. So now we've got them all back in and they're below the surface. Actually, this has had a chance to sit there for a few minutes and degas, get the bubbles out, which is good. So let me get my gloves back on. I had my gloves on when I was mixing the resin. We'll put them back on. And then, basically we're just going to pour the resin over these. Make sure they're in nice and firmly. Actually, that's the other thing I wanted to do. I wanted to spray, just because it's got all these little creases and crevices and raised bits and lower bits, it's always a good idea to use your alcohol. This one's it's 100% actually, isopropyl. And I just put in the little cosmetic sprayer because it's got a finer mist. So it doesn't matter about spraying it. So spray it, pour it on. It'll just help with the bubble release. And then move on to the next one. I should move these out of the way, shouldn't I? I don't think it'll matter if I get alcohol on them, but I'll get them out of the way now. Nonetheless, because we're doing the clear coat now, obviously we don't want bubbles in the clear coat. So try and get the bubbles out. You can kind of see there's a change in colour as I'm pouring this on. It's a bit more shimmery, isn't it? I made up enough this time. So, yay! Alrighty. Now, is that resin or is that alcohol spilling over? Did I put too much in? Might have put a bit much in. If you do put a little bit much in, just grab your paper towel. Is it overflowing there? You just put your paper towel there and just sort of push it into the center away from the edges. Oh my gosh, I overfilled all of them. Oh gosh. Didn't think I put that much in. But anyway, that's how you, if you've overfilled them, just do that. I'm making a real mess of it today, aren't I? My gosh. See, things don't always go well in the studio, you guys. Not always. Not always. Right, now this one's over as well. And that way you're just picking up a little bit on your paper towel there. And then, once they're all to the correct height, gee, I haven't done that for a while. I'm so used to putting in a lot to fill up the whole coaster, and it was only I only needed half, didn't I? So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab a baby wipe. Crows calling outside. Or was it a currawong? I'm just going to get my baby wipe with a little bit of alcohol on it. Make sure you tuck that in there so that you're not making a mess. And we'll just clean up the edges where I've maybe got a bit of resin on the edge there. We want nice clean edges, so we just want to clean them up all the way around. Can't believe I did that, you guys. I'm not concentrating, am I? No. So always push back into the center rather than, you know, when you've got your little bit of paper towel or baby wipe, always just push it back into the center so that you're not getting any excess on the outside of your mold. I think that's it. Oh gosh, cannot believe I did that. All right, let me just clean up my hands here. Give them a bit of a spray with alcohol and then a wipe. And then I'm going to see the bubbles. So some of them have sort of come up the sides. So we'd give them a torch. Don't spray. I know a lot of people say you can spray to get rid of bubbles, but I don't like doing it on the top coat because sometimes I see the little like droplets on the top and I don't like that. So I don't do it on the top. Just looking for my toothpick. Oh, there it is. See a little hair. It's a big hair. So that looks as if we've got minimal bubbles, so that's good. The alcohol really helps, like spraying it with alcohol, especially when you're working with something that's, you know, got those little nooks and crannies in it that trap bubbles. So we'll leave it like that for say 5 minutes. And then we'll come back and check it again, make sure there's no bubbles. And then we can reveal them. And then tomorrow when I reveal, we'll be able to tilt it, you know, in the different lights and really pick up those different colours. Because at the moment, well, from where I'm standing, it just looks purple. What about from when you are? Oh, look, no, it's different colour from here. Oh, that's pretty, that colour. I'm not going to show you the other side now. We can wait for tomorrow and we'll do it. See, this is why I think if I do the reverse and do the clear first, then the dusting, then the black, then we actually get a reveal because we turn it over and go, wow, look at that. But now, see, we can already see the wow factor. So, yes. All right, I'll see you in the morning and we will unmold and see. Oh, I'm so excited. It's the first time I've ever used these inserts. So hopefully they'll work really pretty. I can already see a 3D effect. Oh, I'm so excited. All right, see you in the morning. Hey guys, it's the next day and they are ready to unmold. And I'm off to work this morning, so we'll do this before work, hey? Right, let's get them out. Hopefully they'll pop out nice and easily for us. Yes, they do. All right. Now, obviously we don't need to see the back because we've already seen the back. A tiny little bit of sanding to do there. Right. Now, let's see if we can pick up that colour change from purple. Where's the green? I'm sure this one's got green in it. I'll have to take them outside maybe. What do you think of the 3D scales though? Aren't they pretty? Look at that. Oh, there's a bit of green there. There it is. I just moved the board around to the other side of the table so I wasn't getting so much glare. Right, so there we can see like a a purple, and then it goes to more of a blue. Look at it sparkle. It's so pretty. My last one I did, I put gold on the edge. I may do that again. Let's get them all out. Give them a quick little sand across the top, and then give them a gold on the rim. I do like doing that. Look at them sparkle. Aren't they pretty? Must try a couple. Next time I do them, I'll do them the opposite way, and I'll do each one a different color in my other chameleon micas that I've got, and we'll see which one we like better. Hey, see which color we like. Hold up that way. That's the right way, isn't it? So purple. Sort of a dark blue we're getting, pinky purple. Oh yeah, I'll take them outside and into the natural light. So there they are. Let me know what you think of these. I love them. Love them, love them. And that's the crocodile skin that I did. So very similar. I think it's the same pigment, so it goes from purple to like a bluey green colour, which I thought would be perfect for mermaid scales. All right, I'm going to give them a quick sand, and we'll do one. I'll show you how to do one. I'm sure you've already seen it, but I'll do it anyway. Alrighty, so I've sanded this one. I just used my nail file, and I just went along the top edge there all the way around, and then you can feel with your finger that it's nice and smooth. So that one I did with gold. So how about I do silver on this one? Hey, see how that looks. So I've got my Deco Color Premium. Give it a bit of a shake, shake, shake. The nib's looking a little bit old, but hopefully it'll be all right. Now, are you going to focus? Are you going to focus on the back there? All right, let's see if I can get this done in focus. So I'm just going to do the very tip, the top edge now, and then I'll do the side later on. I just want to see what it looks like with the silver. Oops, that's giving quite a thick line, isn't it? Let's not do it that quite thick. This is quite a thick nib on this pen. Let's see if I can just get a little bit on the edge. A little bit trickier just to put a little bit on, but you just put a little bit of the nib on the tip, on the top there. If you do make a mistake, you can wipe it off straight away, but if you leave it on more than a few seconds, it will stay. And then you'll need something like acetone to get it off. But if you go putting acetone on a resin piece that's, you know, only a day old, you'll find that it'll make the top go kind of cloudy. So it'll kind of ruin it. So you just go carefully. I mean, if it's under an area that you're going to put the silver pen anyway, it won't matter. But if you like rub in the center here with some acetone, you'll see that rub mark, and it'll spoil it. Then you'll have to do a top coat. Right, I'm just making sure this is the same thickness all the way around. And nice and gently, carefully. Ta-da! It's done! All right, there we go. So there's the silver edge, as opposed to the gold edge. Put him back. So there you go. I love it. Really happy with the 3D effect. So pretty. I think it looks just like mermaid scales. I'm on the wrong focus. No wonder I'm having trouble. Gosh. There's 3 little flowers on my screen, and I was on the one with, one's got 1 flower, one's got 2, which is the one I'm normally using, and then one's got 3, and I was on the one with the 3 flowers. I was having trouble this morning. Oh gosh, trials and tribulations of YouTube videoing, hey? So there we go. There's the pinky side. I'm not really picking up the blue in it today. I think I'll have to go outside. I'll take this outside and take a photo for you. But anyway, there it is. If these aren't in my eBay store at the moment, I will pop them in real soon. I'll try and get it done today, but like I said, I have to go to work. I'll take photos. All right, love you and leave you. Gotta go. And I'll see you real soon for the next video, hey? All right, take care, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Now, I've just brought you to the other side of my studio because I wanted to show you the colour shift. There we go. I think it was too bright where I was before in front of the window. So I've just come into the other side of the studio. You can see the purple there with the little touch of teal, and then you go this way and you can see much more of that teal colour, the bluish colour. So doesn't that look amazing? Look at that. It's so pretty, isn't it? Just like real mermaid scales, hey? Last time I saw a mermaid, this is what she looked like.